What is up, guys? D Black Tay here, bringing you guys another Samurai A review, and I'm really happy to be doing this chapter this week. This was a really great chapter. I really enjoyed everything it brought. It was definitely probably about an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Definitely a great chapter. So let's just really hop into it real quick and just get into it, right? So the very first thing we start off with, we get the big go Ata pulling up.
Ha ha! Guess who's back?
He just looks sick in front of his holder. He just looks so badass. And he's like, oh, I'm ready. I'm coming for you, Hachikaku. So, he's about to pull up on Hachimaru. That's going to be dope. That's going to be exciting because it's not just him. He got Ikkaku. He got the brothers with him. He got Princess Neri. So, that's going to be fire, right? So, let's just keep going. Let's get into this fantastic chapter. And we just get into Hachimaru and Goku just tearing into each other. And Hachimaru, basically, they're about to go start their journey for the next key. They're about to go look for the next key. And so that kind of brings me back to, when is Ichigo going to become a samurai? Maybe that's just going to be incorporated in there somehow, some way. But anyways, let's keep going. So Goku and Hachimaru, they're bickering at each other. And Goku's like, oh, I hope the next key is more sociable and talkative and the next time we meet them, because Hachimaru, he was like, I hope the next key we meet kind of stays to themselves and isn't annoying and stuff like that. So that was pretty hilarious. I love their interactions together because you could really tell that there is actually tension between the two. These two actually don't really like each other, so that's great. That's fantastic. And then you get the GOAT Sonda in the background, just being GOAT, just talking shit like he always does, just being Sonda is a great character to have around because he has so much depth to him, but he's also joking, but he's also serious, and you can tell he's very observative, he's very watching and moves and acts in certain ways and whatnot. So I really like Sonda, and I really like Ryu. They're just talking in the background. Ryu is just talking about how Goku and Ichigo are both good guys and whatnot. And so another thing I want to know from this chapter is that Hachimaru, he is still training. He's still in the process of training. So I really like how we're not directly getting, the full brunt of the training, but we still get information that he is actually training, and not just bullshitting and whatnot. So I really like that aspect of it because it still allows us to build the group and get more of that homey vibe and connection between the group. So I really like how the story and Kishimoto and Okubo are handling things, and the pacing and the paneling, because again, this chapter just felt really good. So he's like, Hachimaru, after he's done training, he's like, man, I'm kind of hungry. I wonder what Ann's gonna make, and stuff like that. And so he gets in there, and then Goku, he has his full course meal prepared for everyone. And he said he just went overboard, and he did. And so everyone's eating, and again, I just love the family setting. Just again, just really beautiful. I'm really enjoying the family setting, the family dynamic, and the group setting between everyone. It's lovely. So we get all that information, and then Hachimaru, he's just being stubborn. Sonda even calls him stubborn. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm not even hungry. So he challenges Goku to a fight after this, and then Goku, he basically just one-shots Hachimaru. It's not even close, even after Hachimaru was doing all that grandstanding and boasting about how Anne is his princess of fate. And then, we even get little panels of Sonda just talking shit like, oh, you can't lose now, Hachimaru, after like grandstanding. And then, you see him afterwards where he's like kind of upset that Hachimaru lost and what.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
So that was really great. That was hilarious. And so this is where we start to get the tension between Hachimaru and Anne, where they're kind of like at a disagreement, at an odds with each other, where Anne's more like, she's trying to help Hachimaru reattach his body, and then Hachimaru's like, oh, just go with Goku, go make the recipe and whatnot, or whatever. So that's when the tension starts between those two, and I really like their interactions and whatnot. So then we get this nice paneling between Goku and Hachimaru, um, where Goku's kind of explaining that, a princess, just because you were a princess and samurai fate, you're bonded together, doesn't mean that you're gonna automatically be great. Like, this type of relationship requires love, and fate doesn't mean love. So we're kind of getting Goku's perspective on the whole thing, and he kind of says that he hates when he sees samurai that don't appreciate their princesses, basically, where it's like, he says that, in order to be a great samurai, you have to be a great bushi, and in order to be a great bushi, you have to be a great person. And so basically, Hachimaru kind of skipped all those steps to becoming a samurai. So he's basically just noting how much of a novice that Hachimaru actually is. And so we stop off at this one-off little planet after all these interactions, and then we just get more Goku and stuff, and then Hachimaru kind of like stalking, observing them from the background. And then we also get some Sanda and Ryu. They're also just hanging out and stuff. And again, best bromance, Sanda and Ryu, just fantastic. Love those two. So Hachimaru, he's just watching Ann and Goku, just having a good time.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
We also get some Goku and Ichigo stuff, where Goku is trying to cheer up Ichigo. He buys their stuffed animal and stuff, and so it all boils up to the point where Ann and Hachimaru, they go respectively to, Ann goes to Commander Sin, Hachimaru goes to Commander Sin's princess. Her name is Kirikou. Princess Kirikou, I believe is her name. I'm not looking at the direct panel right now. So Princess Kirikou, Hachimaru goes to her, and he's basically like kind of trying to figure out how this whole thing works between a princess and a samurai. And basically she explains that, like, I've seen plenty of princesses and samurai split up, and it's because one of them truly doesn't understand the other person, and so they usually end up finding another samurai or another princess. But the princess ends up going to another samurai, basically. And so, and she goes to Commander Sin, and she explains that, I don't feel like Hachimaru sees me for me. He just sees me as his princess of fate. And then Commander Sin kind of questions it. He's like, oh, I thought you guys had a strong bond. And Anne, she knows that it was all one-sided because, I thought he basically reminds me of my brother, basically. And then we also get some paneling before all this where Goku is doing flower arrangements, and Anne really knows how beautiful they are. And this goes back to princesses when they're doing flower arrangements and stuff like that. And Anne goes to show that when you're doing them, it's not to do them because they're pretty or to show off. It's doing it to show the type of person you are and what's in your heart. So I really like that. I really like that aspect of it, because princesses and when they're doing flower arrangements and how they look and how they're set up, it really dictates their mood and what they're feeling and their emotions. So that can also connect to how samurai feel. I like how we're finally getting that kind of fleshed out. And then finally, to end all this, to end all the tension, to end all the animosity between Anne and Hachimaru, and all the growing that has happened between these two just from this one chapter, and you can tell it all boils up to Anne finally saying that, hey Hachimaru, I like you, but I feel that you don't see me for me. I want you to see me for me, just like my brother did. And then it ends off with Hachimaru like, your brother. And so we're finally gonna get that connection between those two. Hachimaru's finally gonna find out about Anne's brother, and we're finally gonna see where now their dynamic is gonna go to. And I really love that Anne likes Hachimaru. I really love that it's not gonna breed some brother, sister type of love. I really love that they're gonna find some type of connection, some type of bond to have to each other. And I really hope Hachimaru holds on and holds true and finally figures out, and finds out everything, about Anne and doesn't take it the wrong way, because as we're going through, we're getting growth on both Hachimaru and both Ant's part, and I really love that. And so that was basically this chapter. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, 8.59 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think just down below. Like the video, comment, share this video around. And make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe. That helps me out a lot. That lets me know that you guys are enjoying my content. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.